Hello plant community, my name is Pam and thanks for tuning into this channel. If you're new here, you guys, welcome. And welcome to part 2 of my terrarium workshop. So if you haven't had a chance to view my part 1 where we kind of go over our preparation before actually creating a terrarium, please pause this video and check out part 1. But if you haven't, let's go along and you can come along and we can go ahead and build this terrarium together. I'm excited to bring you guys along because this is my first one. So let's just get right to it, okay? So I have all my materials pretty much laid out. I'm just going to kind of like go over it. Of course, you know, here we just have our basic planting medium, our soil, which has already some perlite in it, and just regular potting soil. Right here we have our charcoal. This is going to be really good to help with cleaning or maintaining the cleanliness of the soil in the terrarium itself. And of course we cannot do the terrarium without doing some plants. So I do have some small plants here. These right here is pretty much some peperomias, some baby tears. Not quite sure the particular name variety of this peperomia. Then I also have a couple of ferns. I have the heartleaf fern and I have the asparagus fern. I think it'll give it a nice pop. Let me show you guys up close this. Very pretty, very whimsical. And then I'm not quite sure, you guys, I also have this little berry syngonium. I don't know if I'm going to use all these plants, but let's just see as we go along the course. Now after the plants, then, you know, we want to do some form of decorating. And this is where you guys can actually be a little bit more creative and let your creativity kind of run wild here. For me, I'm just playing it by ear. I'm using some materials that I brought from the store and some materials that I already had in my home. One thing I plan on probably using is these little pebble stones. I can't even remember where I got them from. I had them in my home for quite some time, and I've been holding on to it for a perfect project. And I think that this will be one of those occasions where I have an opportunity to use this. And then I also have some white stones right here. I don't know if I'm going to use that, but we'll see as we go along. And then also, let me share with you, I have this little fairy terrarium fairy set that I kind of brought. I think they had it at Family Dollar. And I brought this actually a few months back, you guys. I wasn't sure if I was going to use it or what I was going to use it for. So I'm not going to use all the pieces, but I am going to use some form of pieces in this collection right here to add to the terrarium, because I really, my thought is to kind of go with a whimsical feel. So let's just get into it. I also have my trusty tweezers just in case I may need it. If you don't have a small terrarium set like your small shovel and a small little pitchfork, you don't necessarily need that. So for me, you know, I'm about saving dollars wherever you can. I'm using just these small little plant pots to help me dip my soil in and put my hand into it. And then also too, I also have this beautiful terrarium that I found at Walmart, and I really like the feel of it, so it's very pretty. And I think it's neat and handy because this kind of comes with a little clamp right here, so you know, you can air it out. And if you watch my part 1, I did talk about the maintaining the care of the terrarium, which would be good. This would be perfect to fit for airing out your terrarium from time to time. And also too, I did bring along with me my spray bottle because I do plan on using this once we finish creating our own mini jungle. So let's jump right into it. So I'm going to start off with getting some of this charcoal first. I'm going to lay some of it down in here. And also too, if you're able to, you might want to clean out the inside of your terrarium just to make sure that it's free of any dirt and debris before you actually get started. And you don't need a whole lot of charcoal, I don't think. But I'm just, because I do plan on filling the entire thing with a little bit of the soil. For me, just to give myself peace of mind, I'm just going to sprinkle some down as the first layer. And you know what else, guys? If you have any small children and you're trying to introduce agriculture into their way of life, actually creating a terrarium I think would be a good introduction for them. And it's something to do as a family together. So, you know, I highly recommend it if you haven't, you know, thought about actually creating something like this. Maybe you should as a family event. Okay, so I'm just going to mix up some of this soil because I do have a little bit of orchid bark in here. One of the key things that I don't want to do, I don't know if it matters or not, but I don't really want the soil to be sky high. I am trying to create that actual field of the jungle, so you want to make sure your soil is not too high, and just want to make sure it's nice and even, because also too, when you start adding your plants, you know, your plants is going to be in some soil as well, so you don't really want to have it too high. Now I may just add some hills here and there because I do want to create some form of a dimension, but that's my preference. The good part about terrariums is you can design it any way you want. It's all about your creativity, your comfort level, your whatever you feel that you're capable of doing. So just gonna do this. Another reason why I kind of like this particular terrarium, it is cute and small, but it's like more like a medium size, and I have a little bit more of a range because I can stick my hand directly into it, and I think it's pretty convenient. So let's see. I'm definitely putting my ferns in this terrarium because if you've been watching me for some time and you had a chance to view my house plant tour, then you would definitely see that I don't have any ferns as part of my collection, and probably because I'm a little bit fearful of how I'm going to maintain the moisture. So I want to start off for myself as an introductory period how well I'll be able to maintain these baby ferns in my terrarium collection. And I know they're moisture loving plants, and I'm going to start with this one because isn't this adorable, you guys? I mean, it is absolutely beautiful. I just love it. And you know, you just want to take it out of the pot. But the first thing you want to do, actually, like I said, you just don't want to take them all out of the pot and just put them in the dirt just as is. This is kind of, because it's a fern, it's already has some form of moisture. So I'm just basically trying to open it up a little bit. And I'm just going to sit this in here for now because I do plan on probably, actually no, I don't want it to look like it's just you taking just plants and just sticking it in there. I just want it to be part of the scene that I'm trying to create. So because of that, I'm actually going to try to open it up a little bit to make it a little flat, and that way I can kind of like cover it up a little bit with some extra dirt if I wanted to. But yeah, like this. I think this is, what you think? Yeah, I think that looks pretty okay. Let's see. Like flatten it out a little bit. Now we have it flattened. Oh yeah. I like the way that looks. It kind of looks like a little tree growing out of the ground a little bit. So, oh, that's really cute. But I think I'm going to turn it around a little bit because the focal point is actually going to be me looking at it going into this way. And this is the back. So I'm going to turn it around because I'm not sure. Let me see. Turn it around a little bit. Yeah, I like, oh, that looks cute. I really like that. Now I'm going to use, let's go with this, the heart leaf fern or heart-shaped fern. Is that what this is called? If I'm messing up the name, you guys, let me know down below what it actually is. And of course, this is another moisture-loving plant, and this soil is kind of off. And I'm going to do the same thing with all your plants that you plan on putting on in your terrarium. You kind of want to loosen the soil a little bit and remove some of it at least. So yeah, I'm just going to. So also too, guys, let me know below how many of you guys actually have a terrarium as part of your collection, and how easy it is to care for it. I would be interested to hear from you guys. But I think this is really going to be a very pleasant surprise for me as far as the care. I think it's starting to come together. And let's see. Now this right here, you guys, these baby tears, they're known for crawling on the floor, so like the floor of the forest. So I'm trying to, I'm thinking about trying to create that actual look. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna see. But I love anything that gives like a whimsical vibe, and this particular plant definitely does reward me with that. So. And these plants I got from my local hardware store. Like I said, I don't know. I go to Ace a lot, you guys, but I don't know how vast Ace is in the country. I just know that in my state we had a whole lot at one point, and then the stores closed. And now I just have this one particular Ace that I go to that I really like, because they do have some, you know, they really beat the big box stores around here, I must say. They do have a nice little variety of plants from time to time, and I was just glad that they actually did have the terrarium plants, because I was looking online, you guys, because you know, like I told you before, for you, those of you that's been watching me sometime, the majority of the plants that I do buy, I purchase online, but I was looking at the price range for some of these terrarium plants. I think was just a little bit ridiculous. So a little bit too ridiculous for me anyway, so I was kind of glad that I was able to find some at my local hardware store. But look at that, you guys. Isn't that a beautiful whimsical feel to it? I don't know. I think of like a childhood story when I look at this plant, like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs or something like that. I don't know. And now what I'm doing, I'm trying to lay it down because, let's see. Like I said, I want it to look like it is on the floor a little bit. Oh, that looks nice. I think it looks nice. So far, so good. Love it when a plant come together, you guys. And this one, this one is a very beautiful plant. I love syngoniums. I do have a few of them in my collection. I do know that it's easy care, but I'm not going to put this in a terrarium, and the reason why is because if you guys watched part 1, we did talk a little bit about choosing the correct type of plants for your terrarium and matching your plants with the size of terrarium that you're going to use. And it's already tall as it is. I didn't realize that sometimes, you know, when I was at the store, you know, they look small, but then when you bring it home, it's a little bit bigger than what you expected. But it's a little bit too tall for the terrarium. So I know if I put it in here now, it will just, in a matter of a month or so, it outgrow it. And I want to maintain the look that I'm trying to create here. So I'm not going to use that. I am going to use this other peperomia. Which is another moisture loving plant. And I love the fact that I have, with the baby tears here, the stems itself is red, so I have a little pop of color. The heart-shaped fern, the stems is kind of black, which also adds some contrast as far as color. And then with this particular peperomia, and I'm going to show y'all guys a close-up after I shake some of this soil off of it. As you can see, look at that. Isn't that beautiful, you guys? It just has that beautiful, like, silvery tone. Y'all know I'm a sucker for the redbacks, but I also love those silver hues and the leaves and the foliage. Let's see, where am I gonna put this? I think I wanna plant this right behind here. Let's see. Oh. Yeah. Put this down to the ground. Oh wow, this is really turning out to be nice. I really do think your little ones will get a kick out of it because they'll look at it as a part of a world that they created. That really looks nice. Okay, it's starting to look together, so I'll mix some of this soil back together. Let's see. That's what I do, especially if I see that the soil, there's nothing wrong with the soil. Like I said, wherever you can cut down costs, I strongly recommend you doing so. And so what I'm going to do now, you guys, is just add a little bit more soil, like on top, to do just a little top covering of the plants. Okay. And doing so, when you do that too, I think will also help with adding a little bit of height and dimension into the actual design of your terrarium. So let me see, cover it up a little bit. Yeah. Let's see. I'm just going to turn it around, take a quick look in the back. And I think I'm going to put a little bit of soil back here. And let's see. You wouldn't be able to get your hand in there too much if the opening of your terrarium was really tiny. So that was another reason why I really picked this. I want to have some form of hill-like structure. I'm really liking the way it's looking so far. Let's see. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. What you think? I think it's looking nice. Now the fun, really exciting part begins, you guys, and that's where I'm actually going to try to add my creations. So let's see. I think I know which one I want to. I had an idea in my head. I think I'm actually going to use this. Isn't this adorable, you guys? I mean, look at that. It just, I don't know. I think of, when I look at this, I think of the Smurfs. And I'm probably telling on myself about my age when I talk about that particular cartoon. But I do think of the Smurfs when I see this. I think I want to add that and put that right here. And I want this really nice. Let's see. And what I really wanted to do, guys, is probably, let me turn it around. Okay. Alright, let's see. Alright. I think I'm going to create some kind of a pathway. I'm going to use a little bit of these white stones. Once I get the bag open. And that's where the tweezers come into play. That's if you're not able to. The tweezer will definitely be handy, you guys, if you're using a very small terrarium and you really need to be able to delicately place things in there. I'm just doing this. There's no wrong way with doing this, you guys. You kind of like do things that speak to your heart. And like right now, I'm pretty much winging it, but I'm doing it the way that I feel like it suits me. And you can do the same as well. So, let's see. I really like these white stones. I had ordered some self-watering pots from Amazon. And to my knowledge, this unbeknownst to me, the stones came with it. So I think I'm gonna use some of these, which it really looks nice. Blue is like, take a look at this, you guys. Blue is like one of my favorite colors. And look at that, it's just decorative stones. And sometimes I see things in the store and I may not need them for that moment in time, but if it's a reasonable price, and like I said, I can be very creative when I want to be. I get it, I get things and I say I could see myself using it for later. So this is one of those situations. So I just wanted to make a I don't know, decorative path, if that makes any sense. Let's see. A little pathway. And, like, I don't know, like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, follow the yellow brick road, so to speak. Let's see. I probably could just use my fingers at this point, which will probably be a little bit faster. Yeah. And for those of you that's been hanging in there with me, guys, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you coming along and just watching this, and hopefully maybe just to give you some ideas. You can even embellish off of what I'm trying to do right here, and design your own mini jungle, which I think would be really nice. Something new to do. That's the beauty about plants, as well as art too. This is like almost like hand in hand. Let's see. Okay, that's looking kind of cool. I want to see. This is down in there. I want to create. Let's see. Oh. Gotta be very careful. Just want to put that right there. I think it looks, I'm thinking it's looking pretty good. And I'm going to show you guys a close-up when I'm finished. I started to actually do like a little, what you call it? The Spanish moss type of topping. But I think the stones just add that extra pop of color that we all want in our terrariums. And you don't necessarily have to use white stones, you guys. You could use those marbles, those glass marbles. But I use whatever material really that you have available in your house, because like I said, when you create your own thing, it's yours, right? Never to be created or mimicked or duplicated by someone else. So I think one more thing. I don't know which one I want. I don't know. I'm torn now between which one I should use. I don't think I want to use this one, even though it's very cute, but to put a potted plant inside of live plants, I just don't want to. I don't know. I'm not feeling it, but I do think that this welcome is very adorable, as well as the fairy princess. Which one? My gut is almost saying go with this. Let me follow my gut. The fairy queen princess it is. Let's see, let's add her into this whimsical jungle. Let's see if I can. Put it right there. Wow, this is so super nice. And then I'll see. Now I use my yeah, I probably use the tweezers to move it around, move this piece down some. Let's put it right there. Let's see. And let's see, a little bit more. Just to kind of hide that a little bit. Because I don't want to, you know, sometimes less does say more. So I don't really want to do a whole lot in the front. Let's see. It's really looking nice. Let's see. Let's see here. I'm just looking at the back to see if I need to do anything. And I don't think I do. I'm just gonna. I think I do want to add just a little bit of dirt in the back if I can to kind of like level out the plant. And I want to give it as, not oversaturate the terrarium with the soil, but give it some soil so it can grow into it. So, and just as a covering. I don't know, I'm just following my instincts here. And so, you know, follow your instincts, you guys, when you do create these terrariums. Follow your instincts. Yeah. And let's see. What do you think, you guys? I'm liking it. I'm liking it and I'm loving it. Let's see. This is definitely a cutie. It's very adorable. And the good part about it is these are very small, dainty plants. If anything, the baby tears will probably, hopefully, I anticipate it to kind of grow a little wild in there. But for the other, as far as the ferns and then that other peperomia, I think it's going to be easy to maintain it by grooming it every once in a while. So now, the final thing, I've got to clean this stuff up. But really I don't have to because I have it on this roll mat, which is a good tool to get to, you guys. But take a look at that. Absolutely beautiful, isn't it? And I'll probably show you guys a final photo too. So last thing to do after you put your plants into the soil medium that you have and you decorate it to your liking, you do want to mist it a little bit just to maintain some form of moisture. I'm not going to mist it a lot because the soil of the plants that I just put in, they felt kind of moist, but I am going to spray it up just a little bit. You just want to give it a little spray so it can get a little acclimated. Yeah, not a whole lot, just a little quick spurts here and there. And then, like I said, then you can close it up and you have your own beautiful terrarium. So very pretty, huh? Let me turn it around for the other camera, you guys, so you can see what we created here today. I think it's pretty good. It didn't really pick up too well, but I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, put a picture of the final product for you here. So that pretty much wraps up this video, you guys. Let me know once again down below if you have any terrariums, if you have any care tips that I didn't go over in part 1, or how to maintain a healthy terrarium. You know, I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. And as once again, you guys keep in mind, if you love foliage as much as I do and you love listening to planting things, then definitely subscribe to this channel. You won't regret it. Give me a big thumbs up or a thumbs down. Any support you guys can give me, I appreciate it. And enjoy your day wherever you are in the world. And until next time, guys, much love. See you later.